YNW Melly hopes that a new lawsuit filed on his behalf gets him out of prison. The lawsuit accuses the Broward Sheriff's Office of cruel treatment and violating his constitutional rights. The rapper, whose real name is Jamel Demons, is accused of murdering two of his childhood friends back in 2018. Now, he hasn't been able to see or speak to any of his family members for the last 3 years, according to the lawsuit.
I can get the shorter cord, because right there. You can get the longer cord.
Look, he finna be texting like this.
I'm good right here. Look, the cord. He finna be texting like that.
That's not the music cord. The music cord is a short right.
The time has finally come for YNW Melly to be released from jail after sitting in his cell for multiple years. As a report would share, a judge has ordered the Broward County Sheriff's Office to explain why YNW Melly shouldn't be released from jail. They have 1 week to respond, and if they fail the deadline, Melly could be home by December 6th. This comes right after YNW Melly's mother, Jamie King, announced a new lawsuit. As a report would share, YNW Melly sues the Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment and is seeking immediate release from prison. Melly also claims they have not allowed him to see or speak with family members in 3 years. As it would be described that Melly's been living in a freezing cold jail cell with no edible food or even any human contact in a cell block. It was even shared, an interview from YNW Melly's mother paints a disturbing photo of Melly's life in jail, making it sound like he will not last much longer. As during that interview, she was ranting over the fact that YNW Melly received a mistrial in his first trial. He essentially beat the case, but he's still not even allowed to leave jail, use a phone, or even look at his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
As Charleston White would end up reacting to this, sharing that this is what YNW Melly should be living like. He shouldn't be receiving any special treatment, especially because of the crime that he is being accused of.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
This, however, made YNW Melly's mother extremely unhappy. Jamie King would reveal that she feels absolutely heartbroken for her son because he's not even being treated as a human inside a jail, even when getting a mistrial in his first trial.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
But this is when the feds would create a 6-page evidence file explaining to the judge the reasons why YNW Melly should not be released from jail. You tell me if you would release him. Starting with the most important new piece of evidence, which ends up revealing what Melly's motive was. YNW Melly was very close friends with King Von leading into his arrest. As recently, a Rogue O Block member who was friends with King Von shared a secret that YNW Melly told King Von, as Melly was asking Von for advice on how to handle a situation when your two best friends are coming after you for financial gain.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around him?
As allegedly, Sackchaser and Juvie were going after Melly for financial gain. They were both assuming that the YNW Group and Business LLC was a 25% split 4 ways. But Melly and Bortland didn't want to split the money with 2 people that aren't doing shows and selling merch. So if you're familiar with King Von's past and how he handled situations, you can likely guess the advice that he gave YNW Melly. But then when you pair this evidence, what was found with Melly's cell phone, this is where it gets bad, where he sent a text message hours after the crime admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also found on Melly's phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live showing YNW Melly and Bortland's reaction to the crime only 6 hours after it went down, where YNW Melly and Bortland were seen dancing in a parking lot on Facebook Live.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for their 2 best friends passing away. Knowing how Melly handled it emotionally, the lead prosecutor then dove deep into the physical evidence of the crime, such as the Jeep that they were driving in. As during the original trial, Sergeant Williams revealed, there is no way this could have been a drive-by.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time assignment, which is to determine if this is a driver. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that to create the little bit of a that you see there.
Okay, a lot of information in that answer, so let's break it down a little bit. You mentioned so I'm gonna zoom in on site F.
With Williams revealing the crime must have happened inside of the Jeep they were driving in, YNW Melly would then be seen in a massive amount of trouble, as YNW Juvie's mother would go to the stand and share who was sitting there, as she has known all 4 YNW boys for over a decade.
And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How's that?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
As with the evidence files being presented, it was reported that YNW Melly's mother was allegedly looking terrified, similar to how scared she was for YNW Melly during the original trial. As when Melly was granted the mistrial, his lawyers requested Melly to receive a bond out of jail or even house arrest immediately, but the judge would deny it instantly and said that Melly must return to jail, causing his mother to break down into tears.
Sorry.
As this even got the attention of rappers in the industry. Rap OG Boosie would speak on the stress that Jamie King's been going through.
Okay, so then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
YNW Melly's lawyers, however, were able to bring a defense to the evidence files that the prosecutors submitted to the judge, making a strong case that Melly's retrial is not for a long time. It's not fair to leave YNW Melly sitting in jail. As stated in a report of, YNW Melly's Double M retrial is set for September 2025, with Jamie King giving an update outside of the courthouse.
Free Melly till he's free. He's coming home, guys. Just patience. So we did have court today, him and Bort, they both had court. And so basically the judge put a new trial date in for September 10th of 2025. Please make it make sense. I don't know. At this point, they need to just dismiss the case. So, and yeah, he still doesn't have phone calls. Still no visitation. He's still in the new facility all alone by himself, no contact. He's not allowed to have contact with any other inmates. They move him around with several guards. It's like something you never.
As shortly after this, it would then be reported the new judge hears YNW Melly's lawyers out on a bond release, but with many moving pieces for a retrial, another delay is likely. Expect the rapper released soon. Now, the prosecutors, though, they wanted to put an end to it quickly, which is what made YNW Melly's life in jail so disturbing, as they ended up targeting YNW Melly's partner, YNW Bortland, who just got thrown into jail, and it could affect YNW Melly's release.
Melly's co-defendant, YNW Bortland, was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As Bortland's house was raided by the feds, and they found insane paperwork stuffed into a suitcase, where YNW Bortland drew out on a piece of paper all the jurors in Melly's original trial. As a report reads, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home last week, where Bortland draws out on a piece of paper a description of all the jurors and what they looked like, their potential names, and where they were sitting. This is a very serious issue.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh**. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
As say YNW Melly was sentenced to life in prison, Bortland could have given this piece of paper to some serious street members to go get revenge for YNW Melly. This is why the jurors are usually hidden and they're not allowed to be shown on camera. But when you mix this in with the new charges Melly and Bortland are facing, this is likely going to cause YNW Melly to have an issue.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As these charges are connected to YNW Bortland's massive mistake, where Juvie's father would expose how YNW Melly and Bortland were witness tampering and even what code words they used to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him in the original trial.
Communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they're going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom and